Your breath stinks of sulfur, Trixie complained. Well, yeah, I'm a dragon. We breathe fire. Trixie attempted to turn away in a huff, but realized she lacked the proper elbow room to display significant annoyance. This is quite the mess you've gotten us into. Spike rolled his eyes. No one asked you to jump down the well. He looked up at the dark, smooth walls of the well. So, any idea how we're gonna get out of here? Of course Trixie has ideas. Trixie is full of ideas. Trixie has so many ideas. Trixie's head is... So, in other words, no, Spike interrupted. He fished around at their feet in the mud and pulled out the rope. It slurped and it surfaced. Spike grimaced. Well, the rope's no good. Even if we can hanker it up to where your magic is, it'd be just too slimy to hold on to. We can build a ladder, Trixie proclaimed triumphantly. Out of what? Spike asked. Trixie shifted. Trixie had no thought of that. Couldn't you just teleport us out? Spike asked. Trixie glared at him. Teleportation, my ignorant little friend, is an extremely complicated and precise affair. One does not simply teleport at a whim. It takes enormous focus to channel the required energies. It takes dozens of calculations to take the ability to picture one's intended destination with pinpoint precision. Only the greatest unicorns may even attempt such a dangerous and powerful magic. And then only in times of most dire need. Not even Trixie dares to meddle with such unstable spells. Twilight Sparkle teleports downstairs for breakfast every morning, Spike says. And sometimes she teleports around the library just because she's too lazy to walk. She teleports at least 15 times a day, for no good reason. Trixie's left eye twitched. Yes, well... She seemed to be struggling for an appropriate response. At length, she belted out. Twilight Sparkle has cooties! Spike rolled his eyes. I don't suppose you can flow me out of the well so I can go get help? And have you leave Trixie here to die? I'd get help and come back for you. Honest. Trixie grimaced and looked away. It doesn't matter. Trixie is not skilled at long-distance levitation. Spike face-clawed. Just what are you good for then? How impertinent! The great and powerful Trixie has many talents! Oh yeah? Like what? Spike challenged. Trixie paused. Well, Trixie knows many spells, and Trixie is very good at magical fireworks, and Trixie is a business mare nonpareil, and... She faltered. And Trixie is... pretty. Spike rolled his eyes. Great. We can use your silky mane to save our lives. We wouldn't even be in this ridiculous situation if you haven't decided to just have a whole bunch of diamonds that which don't even exist, Trixie shouted, spraying flecks of spittle at Spike. Spike glared at her. Back off! Unless you want to see me breathe fire, he warned. He looked at the rope, which was still coated in a slimy mud that glittered with diamond dust. The rope began to glow pink, and the mud slowed off it, revealing pristine hemp fibers. Trixie can at least do that. Well, that's something anyway, Spike said. But how can we use that to get us out? Trixie can only think of one other way for us to escape this well, Trixie said. Before Spike could ask, she inflated her lungs and screeched. Help! Spike covered his ears and winched. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna... Somebody save Trixie! There's no pony up there. Trixie is too great and powerful to die! Spike spat a tiny green fireball in Trixie's face, enough to get her attention without burning her. "Are you done being a pain in the tail?" he asked flatly. Trixie coughed, blinking dazedly at the little dragon. A tiny spot of soot marred her muzzle. "That was uncalled for! Do you think you can levitate one end of the rope up to the top of the well and hold it steadily with your magic?" Spike asked. Trixie frowned. "Trixie will try." Grimacing, Trixie seized the rope in her magic and commanded it to snake upwards. The top of the rope soon reached the lip of the well far enough. "That's the best I can do." "Great, just keep it steady." With a little effort, Spike was able to wriggle his way up the rope, using the slickness of the well to slide out of the uncomfortable proximity to Trixie. Spike started climbing in earnest, grunting with exertion. He was more than halfway to the top when the magical aura faded from the rope, and it and Spike fell back to the bottom of the well. He landed on Trixie's head, then slid down her back, and landing directly on her flank. "Ugh," he complained. "Lucky for me, you're fat." "What did you say?" Trixie roared, looking back at him with unholy fires of feminine wrath in her eyes. Nothing," Spike squeaked. Trixie snorted indignantly. "So, I suppose because of your incompetence and greed, we're doomed to die in here in this disgusting old well." "No, we're going to get out of here," Spike said. He sighed. "If I just had some parchment and a quill." "Oh yes, I suppose a random pony would just happen past and read a note that says that we're trapped in a well," Trixie said archly. "No, I can send a letter to Princess Celestia," Spike said. "I send letters with my fire breath all the time." Trixie blinked. "Seriously?" "Yep," Spike said. "I can probably even manage to send it to Twilight directly, though I haven't actually tried that yet." Trixie frowned. Trixie could try to fetch parchment and a quill down here, but... She sighed. "Oh, who am I kidding? Trixie's magic can't reach that far." "Are you sure?" Spike asked. "I seem to remember you shooting off some pretty impressive fireworks at one time." Trixie snorted. "Fireworks are easy," she said. "There's absolutely no effort involved in a basic pyrotechnic illusion. They have no mass. They're just showy flashes of light." Trixie's eyes lit up. "That's it! That's how we're gonna get out of here!" Trixie blinked. "Say again?" "Your fireworks!" Spike said enthusiastically. "If you can just keep shooting fireworks up out the well, sooner or later some pony will come and investigate, and then we'll be saved." Trixie lifted her head, eyes alit. Yes, that could work!" She struggled to her hoofs, heedless of the limited space, and the dragon, who suddenly found himself squashed between his rear end and the small wall of the well, and raised her horn proudly towards the fading light far above. "Behold, small reptile, the great and powerful Trixie shall save us!" Trixie's horn began to glow, and streams of brilliant sparkly fireworks shot up the well, exploding high above. 15 minutes passed, with Trixie struggling to keep up her pyrotechnic performance. Just as Spike was certain Trixie would falter, a familiar rainbow mane peeked over the edge of the well. "What the hell's going on down there?" "Rainbow Dash!" Spike cried. "You gotta save us!" "Spike?" Rainbow asked, blinking. "Who's us? Who's down there with you?" She gasped. "Oh my gosh! Twilight! Are you trapped down there too?" "If it was Twilight, we would have teleported out already," Spike pointed out. "It's Trixie." Trixie tilted her head. "Trixie?" "Yes, it is I, the great and powerful..." Oh, forget it. Just get us out of here. A half hour later, Spike and Trixie were finally freed from the well, around where a suitable crowd of police had gathered. There were cheers, jeers, and goodly amounts of laughter all around. Twilight rushed forward and seized Spike in a bone-crushing hug. "Oh, Spike! I'm so glad you're all right!" She held him at arm's length and gave him a hard stare. "What were you thinking? Playing around in an old abandoned well?" "And you," she said, turning her royal glare at Trixie. "What on earth preceded you to endanger a helpless, innocent baby dragon?" "Chill, Twilight," Spike said. "It's totally my fault." He turned to Trixie, head bowed. "Look, I'm sorry I got you into this stupid mess." He paused. "And I'm sorry I called you fat." Trixie gave him a long measuring stare. "Apology accepted," she said. "And I'm sorry I didn't find your diamonds." She then did a double take on Twilight. "Twilight Sparkle? Since when did you have wings?"